Hey guys, Time itself here. Little boss fight action from Ascalonian Catacombs dungeon in story mode. This is called Don't Bring Your Magic to a Rock Fight. I'll go ahead and let Grim Beetle explain.
We're going to want to split up at first until we can separate Vassar and keep him pinned. If we can do that, then you're going to want to kill everybody, but whoever's pinning him down is going to kill Ralena.
Oh yeah, two bosses. Don't let them get next to each other, otherwise it gets even harder. And Vassar is a mesmer, and mesmers have their fun by making you not play the game. Seriously, it's like a troll class. That's the entire point.
Yeah, Vassar casts fields that will mess you up bad.
While Guild Wars 2 doesn't have energy, so there's no energy denial by mesmers, you still have these nasty status effects that basically say, hey, you should stop playing the game if you want to keep living. Which, in this case, is the effect confusion, and you'll see a little spirally, whirly thing, and it basically means you take damage every time you use a skill. Back in Guild Wars 1, this was divided up between attacking and casting, between empathy and backfire, but now it's just one thing, make it all simple. And, well, the boss's version of confusion really hurts, and it's very easy to just go ahead and kill yourself. So, very important to actually winning this fight is separating them and then making Vassar sit on his ass. And while I've got the Warrior's Hammer, which is pretty good for knockdowns, it's not as good as an endless supply of boulders. Now, this probably isn't new information for anyone, especially if you're watching this months down the line. People probably figured this out by now, but the first time we came through here, oh my god, this hurt. It involved a lot of respawning. Fortunately, Jayhawker, not myself, figured out that, hey, there's a lot of boulders around, and we could just keep throwing at Vassar and make him sit down, while the rest of the team can gang up on Ralena, the Ellie, who does even more damage. Vassar's, you can kind of, you can not use your skills and not hurt yourself as much. Ralena will just keep cranking out the damage as an Ellie, caster class. So, yeah, this is the easiest way to do this, we found. And it kind of brings up a point is, sometimes it feels like this can be a little bit gimmicky, and I'm not sure what to think on that. Now, a lot of the regular PvE areas, I can just solo run around and basically do whatever. But you start getting into the dungeons and story mode, and especially explorable mode, where things get fairly nasty. And it seems like there's kind of a few appropriate ways to solve the problem, and everything else involves horrible pain and suffering and death. Now, I guess it's not that bad, because each class has lots of different abilities, and you're probably not going to run into a situation where you need one specific class with one specific skill, but maybe, I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. But at least you can re-equip different weapons and change your skills around once you're out of combat. And dying, well, it hurts and ends up costing you a little bit. It doesn't kick you out. You don't have to restart over. I mean, the worst thing's going to happen is you're going to have to restart this boss fight, which, yeah, the first time through we got wiped and had to restart. It was painful. Now, once we figured it out, it was like, oh, this is what we need to do, and we got through it. And in some ways, the hardest part is that you do get that very immediate feedback, and well, you screwed up and now you die. And it doesn't take more than, screwing up once and something important, like not making Vassar sit down, that you find that everyone in your team has confusion and is taking lots of damage. Oh, God. I will say that I really noticed one of the ways they've simplified the game, and that is that I don't have to remember what all these different enchantments and hexes do. Instead, they're just a few boons and conditions, and they have their own little symbol, and I can see them on my party members up in the top left, and I can see what I've got on the bottom near my skill bar, and I can see what the enemies have up on the top middle by where their life bar is and their little portrait. But in general, I don't have to remember what hundreds of different enchantments and hexes do, just based on a little icon. Now, the downside from that being that I'm not shown what I'm taking damage from. Now, in PvP, it will show you what killed you, but you don't get to see that as it's happening. And so it can be hard to see some of the feedback, because you both can't see the skill activation, so you don't know what that person is doing exactly, and you can't see what you're taking damage from. And so things like confusion, you have to look down and look at the icon that says, oh, you're confused, and you should stop, just wailing on whatever basic attack you have, because that's going to kill you. Instead, you don't see, confusion is done so many times damage or whatever. So I don't know, it's one of those changes that I'm still up in the air about, because honestly, yes, it made Guild Wars 1 incredibly complicated and gave it an obscene learning curve, but at the same time that was, let's say, a lot of the flavor of the game. And after about 5 minutes of wailing on it, Ralena finally goes down, and the team gets the gang up on Vassar and throw even more rocks at him. So anyway, you know, if you're struggling with Ascalonian Catacombs, maybe this is useful. I figure everybody's figured this out after a couple weeks, but hey, you know, check the wiki, that's what it's for. Anyway, I thought this would be entertaining, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.
They respawn pretty damn quick.
Pretty sure they do damage too.
Okay, that was probably the easiest run that we've done that in.